What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is another mental health quiz. Now, so far we've done GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. We've done MDD, which is major depressive disorder, ADHD, PTSD, BPD, and today is OCD. Just because we like our acronyms, obviously. As always, I've got the test here. It is not a diagnosis tool. The link is below. It's not a diagnosis tool. And make sure you are checking the instructions. So this one says, over the last week, so you've only got to think about the last week. Ooh. I don't know if this site's done an update since I last used it, but the options normally don't have pretty coloured dots. Okay. Anyway, the OCD test has 10 questions, so let's dive into them. The first one: to what extent were you able to exercise control over those obsessive thoughts? It's an excellent question, actually. I feel like it's going to be middle to bottom sort of thing. I'm going to get the middle one, moderate control. Our 3-dot question answer. Because the thing with, especially with that being the first question, the thing with it is that with things like ADHD and potentially having Asperger's, potentially, you've still got to get that test done. There's so much I've got to do. No, but with the potentiality for having Asperger's and the test that I did on the channel for ADHD showing that I, sort of exhibited the symptoms of obsessive thoughts, sort of come with that territory. And it was even something that I'd spoken to my psychologist about, is that just when a thought comes in, if I'm trying to study or do something serious, all discipline disappears, and I'm very easily distracted. Okay. Second one: to what extent were you able to exercise control over the compulsive behaviours? I'm gonna go much control. I'm sure there were some bits where it was just like acting out compulsively, and I didn't mean to, but I think I did pretty well. I think I did okay, at the very least. How much time did you spend engaging in compulsive behaviours? It would be great if this quiz had actually given us a little glossary beforehand of like, these are what we consider obsessive thoughts and these are what we consider compulsive behaviours. Engaging in compulsive behaviours, I'm going to go the middle one again there, just because I don't feel like I have enough information to go one way or the other. So this isn't going to be as accurate as I would like it to be, but we will continue. How much much of the time are you able to stop yourself engaging in compulsive behaviours? Most of the time, because I have a very good reason to when I become aware of the fact that I'm distracted and engaging in compulsive behaviours and stuff like that, that I can, to what extent did these thoughts make you feel distressed or upset? We're gonna go moderate, because at the moment my obsessive thoughts are wholly and solely my financial situation, which I'm gonna just put on a video right now, but otherwise, welcome to my life. Question 6 is, how much of the time were you able to stop yourself from having obsessive thoughts? We're going to go a little bit, and a little bit is the 4 out of 5. There are times where it's like, okay, no, I need to, and I'm able to, and then they start creeping back in. Number 7, to what extent do these compulsive behaviours get in the way of your schoolwork or social life? Moderate impact. I don't think it was a severe impact, and it certainly wasn't extreme. We'll go the same. Question 8's the same thing, but for thoughts. Again, moderate impact. Number 9, how much of that period was occupied by uncontrollable or obsessive thoughts? Much of that period being the last week. This is probably going to be the worst answer I've got, but most of or all of the day. And our last one, how anxious would you have been if you had been prevented acting out the compulsive behaviours? How anxious would I have been? If there's anxious and not stressed, oh god, this is a hard one, because I've got a diagnosis for anxiety, so anxiety is just sort of like the default settings. I'm going to go somewhat because of that. So that's all of our... Right, so 21 out of 40. 21 is in the moderate symptoms. So I rank in sort of the middle range for having some obsessive compulsive tendencies, we'll call them. But I think if you're sitting in the minimal, mild or moderate categories, any of the M's, they're probably more or less tendencies. And especially if it's like minimal symptoms, then it's probably just, related to something else. Like even throughout this video I was saying that most of my stuff can probably just come down to having, potentially having ADHD or Asperger's. So we are sort of getting into the middle ground of a Venn diagram here as far as how I answered. So this is not, also not indicative of the fact, and as I said before, it's not it's not supposed to be used as a diagnosis tool. The best diagnosis tool is going and seeing your GP, because they'll know what they're looking for, or they can give you a referral to someone who will if they don't. But yeah, that's all I've got for this video. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the notification bell as well if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. If you liked this one, give it a big old thumbs up. Link down below if you want to go and test yourself, see how you fare. And until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.